Hi guys, it's Weedit, and I'm going to talk about ornaments for a little bit, and then I'm going to get started in how to do some of the ornaments. I just want to show you that I love making ornaments, and these are the kind that I'm going to go over how to make, which is similar to this one, which was really fun. And then later I'll do tutorials on ornaments like this, okay, which are also very fun. They're made just a little bit differently. And then this is, of course, probably known to people, but it's the quilted. It looks quilted. It's not. There's no sewing involved. It's just pins. But I have a slightly different take on it, so I'll probably show this one as well as a few others. But these are just some of the ornaments that I really enjoy doing. Now, most of my ornaments that I make, with the exception of this quilted one, okay, call for smooth foam balls or eggs or shapes, you know, whatever you want to say. And it's a brand name. It's Smooth Foam. It's made by the Plasteel Corporation. Now this is actually very important, okay? You can find some that say Smooth Foam, but they're made by Floorcraft, alright? They're not made by the Plasteel Corporation. This is the one you want. It's denser, alright? They look very similar, but when you start working with them, this one is denser, and it's kind of nice. It's got an equator on them, and you cannot see that. So let me open this up. It has an equator marked on it, and it actually has 2 poles marked on it that you can find. So there's one, and if you flip it over, there's another one. I don't know that I can get the camera to pick it up. It's right there, but and it, again, it's very densely packed. So these are the ones that I prefer to use. You can get away with this for the type of ornaments that we're going to be doing, which is this and this one. These are eggs. I'm going to demonstrate doing a round ball. But the first thing that you want to do when you get, and it doesn't matter whether it's this one or this one, I prefer the Smooth Foam by Plasteel Corporation, is that you want to get rid of this equator, alright? And I will show you why, if I can find it on this one. I don't know if you can see that. I didn't do it very well on this one, and there is actually kind of a line right there, and it's hard to see because I did file it down fairly well. Okay, might be easier to see right there on that one. So you really want to file this off. What do I use to file it off? Anything that you've got. This is a nice coarse nail file made for artificial nails, and it will really, if you can see how quickly it really took that off. So anything that you've got, sandpaper, another type of nail file, whatever you have, okay, and it will take that off rather quickly. So this is just a coarse nail file that you get at the beauty supply store or Walmart or anything like that, and it does a good job. And of course you can tap it, and this is washable, so you can use it over and over. But you want to file off what I call the equator, alright? And you'll still be able to see part of the equator, but when we cover it up with glue, then you won't. So that makes it handy. Okay, so you've got to get your ornament. Smooth foam is preferable, and you file it off. And I actually need to do that very quickly because I'm going to show you how I get a finish on this. Now, I got all my ideas for ornaments, not all of them, but what inspired me, who inspired me to make ornaments was Alex, A-L-Y-X, of Ornament Designs. She has an Etsy shop, she has a YouTube channel, and she has great instructions for a different kind of ornament, really. It's more along these lines, though she does do some more sequin ornaments. I have my own take on what she does, so I don't do the same thing that she does, but she was my inspiration, and I will be forever grateful because she has really, I find working on these ornaments so relaxing, and I enjoy making them so very much. So I bought a kit from her on how to do them, and I can't thank her enough for sharing her talent and her insight on how to do these. And now I've basically taken off the equator, and I'm kind of smoothing it right now. You don't have to do a whole lot, and in fact this is good enough, so it doesn't take long to remove that. And then what I do, and he's a little dusty, he's a candle holder that I got after Halloween, so he was really inexpensive, and you can see there's some green on there. You'll find out why in a minute. But I take my ornament and I put them on that candle holder because it gives me good access. Another good thing to put your styrofoam ball or egg on, your styrofoam shape, and I say styrofoam, I should say foam because it's not traditional styrofoam, because we're going to cover him with glitter glue. Now, it doesn't really matter what kind of glitter glue you use. I have a ton of the Sargent glitter glue. Today I'm going to be using, it looks like basic glitter glue. If I were only going to get one kind of glue though, it would be this one. It's glitter glue by Derice, and hold that up, it's just a multi-purpose kind of glitter glue with, I don't know what they call this one, clear iris. Okay, clear iris. So, and that is what I used on this ornament. I don't know if I can get the light to kind of show, but the whole ornament is covered in it. And that's how I start off these ornaments. I coat them with layers of glitter glue, and I've got some already done, and I'll show those to you in a minute, but let me first kind of go over the process. So I haven't used, or maybe I have used, I didn't realize it. I'm going to put a layer of pink on first, and I will admit this is the part that takes some patience. Okay, I'm going to be using these two colors. And that's one of the reasons why there's two reasons why I like doing these ornaments the way that I do them. And that's because I can get multiple colors and get more depth. So you can see I'm not getting a whole lot of pink on here at one time. And this again is the part that's going to take a while because you put layers on, and I want them to be nice and sort of smooth. So I'm brushing it out, and some spots are a little heavier than others. That's okay. You just don't really want big old heavy clumps somewhere. So I'm going to put that there, and this is the good thing about using a candle holder. I can get most of the shape. So I'm going to get some more glue out. And work a little bit more around. And then I have to let it dry. Now, when I've been in a rush, because I was just impatient, I would get up in the morning, take a couple minutes, literally, just a couple minutes, put a coat of glue on, get ready for work, go to work, come home, put another coat of glue on. I don't know if I can get much more glue on this. And then put yet a third coat on that night before I went to bed. And that way you can cover these fairly quickly, because it's going to take, depending on how much glitter is in the glue that you're using. Oh my gosh. It can take several days, because it's going to take quite a few coats. And I've got more glue than I really needed, so I'm sort of smoothing it on, and it's a little gloppy, but I'll be putting on enough coats that that's not really going to matter, as long as I don't have this. Okay, that's what you don't want. Smooth that out, and you're good to go. You just don't want a big glob anywhere. It'll be heavier in some places than in others, and that's fine. But the number of coats, again, is going to depend on how much glitter is in the glue that you're using. So I'm going to put this one aside, and then when this is dry, I'll flip it over and put more pink on. But then the second coat is probably going to be this orange, and then the third coat the pink, and the fourth coat the orange. So you get the idea. We're going back and forth. Because I'm impatient, what I do, and I've got to clean this mess up, what I do is I keep some ornaments decorated. Since it does take a while, and when the mood strikes me and I want to make an ornament, I get kind of excited about it and I want to go ahead and do it. So, hey Pep. So I keep some on hand, and I'm going to set that aside. I'm really excited actually about doing this neon, but you can see here I've got brown. This is actually brown and black, and there are a lot of layers on that. There's a ton of layers on this orange, probably more than I've ever done, because for some reason I don't think there was a lot of glitter in my glitter glue, and so it took forever. This one is blue and black, and I will probably come back and put some more blue over, because there's some black that I don't want to be the top coat. Just me being picky. It probably wouldn't even matter by the time I get finished doing everything. And then I've got a green one ready to go. So I've got 4 ready to go when the mood strikes me. And You could add more glitter to your glue, but what I found is that the multiple coats of glue that you put on this make it really strong, and we're going to be sticking in a lot of sequins, and having that harder shell tends to hold the pins in better. We're going to use glue when we stick them in, but it's a little bit more secure, and there's a little more depth of color than if you just glop a lot of glitter into your glue. But that is strictly a personal choice. Now I have another ornament that I've started. I'm actually going to take out the red, and here you can see I coated it, but then I dripped the glue on and let it go. I didn't go for a heavy finish or anything, because this is going to be a nice gothic ornament with this damask ribbon. And now that I'm looking at it, I have the ribbon going the wrong way, but that's okay. I'm also going to remove the red and use purple. That aside. So that's how you get started with your ornament. When you're trying to pick out the color of glitter glue, what you need to consider is, I use lace, and you can use lace or ribbon, whatever you want, to divide generally into my form into 4 sections. So pick a color of glue that goes with the lace that you're using. I used the iridescent for this, and you can see here's the lace, and I've got a row of sequins, flat sequins on top. Generally I use just 5mm cupped sequins that you can get at the craft store. There's no need to go anywhere special for these kind of ornaments. Craft store, 5mm, slightly cupped, or whatever they say, that's what these are, and they give a beautiful result. So you'll need sequins, you will need 15-aught beads to make sure that the pins don't go through, and you'll need sequin pins. But at this moment, you're picking out the lace or the ribbon, the color of the glue you want, and your sequins. And again, I go with 5mm. I use a bead cap on some of them. Right here, I have found eBay is your cheapest way to go. These bead caps, it wouldn't cost me a small fortune if I was going through a beading supply store, are inexpensive once I get them on eBay. And I use corsage pins here, and I just buy whatever color I can find and then use nail polish to color them whatever color I need. You don't have to have the bead cap, okay? Here I just use lace motifs, okay? But I did again have the corsage pin that here, and I colored it in black. In one of my other ornaments here, and I apologize, she's a little dusty, but that's actually a big sequin, and then I just put little sequins around it. So you can be creative. Whatever you've got handy is what you want to use on these ornaments. So this one, I colored the bead cap because I needed it a different color. Silver wasn't going to work with this, so I just took some gold rub and buff, or I think actually it was a cheaper wax buff that I used on that, and just colored it gold. And again, the corsage pins I used nail polish on, and this is actually just a different type of sequin. at the base. So you have options. Just pick ribbon or lace, your sequins, and you'll be good at that point. You'll have to pick up some other supplies, but it won't be much. So that's step one, is to get smooth foam. Alright, sand off the equator, cover it with glitter glue, and pick out your lace or your ribbon and your sequins. And I use different color seed beads. These are 15-aught, but clear is the safest bet, honestly. I use clear more than I use anything else. And then just pick up some 5mm slightly cupped sequins, and then some corsage pins, and we can pretty much work around everything else. So that's step one, and I will come back and start working on an ornament shortly. I probably won't do this one because we'd have to wait and wait and wait for me to get the glue right, and you're going to want to see what's going on. So I'll pick another one and show you where to go after you get your ornament covered in glitter glue. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you're interested in this and you want to see more of it, and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.